Slí Eile, it's a faith-based organisation, and we work with young adults 18 to 35, and I suppose we try and create spaces and environments and opportunities for people to explore their faith in different ways. Some ways are through masses, some choose to explore their faith through voluntary work, some choose to go through discussions, some through retreats. So we try to provide a different range of opportunities for people to do that.
So a lot of young people now, as you probably know, don't find institutions very, they're not at home in institutions. And we're trying to find a space, if you like, where they can discuss their own concerns and still, if you like, be challenged with the tradition and with the wisdom that's there, and hopefully get a better sense of what a well-functioning institution can be. And so we try to give them the whole package, if you like, but if you like, a little on their terms. Gospel choir is associated with Slí Eile, and that's one of the, if you like, they like the music, they like the liturgy, and some of them would be involved then in social justice projects. Just as the people doing social justice, some of them would be involved in the gospel choir. So it's very much, if you like, a smorgasbord, and they take bits and pieces, and we're trying to link them and network them and show them that one part is connected to the other part. And the gospel choir has been a great success, as you probably know, and that mass as well, not just the choir. We get many, many people coming from outside Ireland to go to mass there, different language groups, Eastern European, Italian, South American, and so on. It's a very lively liturgy, which people like.
I sang with the Ballymun Gospel Choir, so it was kind of voluntary capacity that I started working with Slí Eile. So I sang with them and started attending a couple of retreats, and then I went and done some overseas voluntary work. I went to Colombia a couple of times and I went to Jamaica, and that was kind of me in. And then I applied for a job and was successful. Back then, I couldn't put language on what I was trying to do, but I got the opportunity to sing with the gospel choir. I done that. I started attending kind of mass again and singing, and that was my introduction back into that. I attended a couple of retreats. I'd never been on a retreat before, but it wasn't like I'm going out to seek and find God. This was taking me fancy at the time, and I worked kind of from the experience of what was working for me. I suppose my experience is what attracts me to Slí Eile is they work with different people in different marginalised societies. So, I've had a couple of experiences abroad working in Bogota and Jamaica and places with huge stigma on them for violence and different reasons. Working with, suppose, societies, so-called social outcasts. So before I worked with Slí Eile, I used to go in and sing in the mass in Mountjoy prison. So when I started, I seen the opportunity to maybe there's a group of 18 to 35-year-olds that's in prison that are very much part of our society, that have the same need as young adults that maybe go to Trinity or UCD. They need faith development projects, so that was kind of where the initiative started. And my experience in there is, I suppose, what I've been struck with. I do like a faith development group where we explore people's ideas of spirituality, what it is to them. We stay out of kind of theological warfare, if you like, and we kind of work with experience. And my experience is everybody kind of has a belief in God, although it may differ. They'll put different words on it. So I don't think it's God that people lack belief in. What I think they lack belief in is understanding, acceptance, and love. I suppose the characteristics supposedly of Christian faith. And I suppose that's what I see, like with Slí Eile, that's part of the solidarity trips. It's about going out and being with people, being present to them. I'm not going out to fix anybody or we're going out to spend time. It's as much about spending time and being present with people and listening as it is and going out and telling them what they need to do, because I don't know what they need to do. We've got to listen to people. They know what they need, and that's a big part of it. Like, and somewhere in the dialogue and the discussion, you see is there an experience in there. That's the Ignatian kind of way, isn't it? What moves in you? What draws you to want to be in this room and share and discuss the topic of spirituality, discuss the topic of God? What is that? And it's a very simplistic kind of way, but it's an everyday actual experience, and we try and walk from that and move on.
I believe that young people have got a faith, and I believe that Slí Eile give people the option to go out and to explore that in different ways, Faith isn't just mass-based, it's not just church-based. Faith is a real action. People are able to go out into the world and to experience faith, and I believe that young people in Ireland still do have faith. They just feel that there's maybe restrictions around how they can practice their faith.
How would you recruit, if that's the right word, people for Slí Eile? What would you say if people say, I want to come and join this crowd?
Well, I would tell them that Slí Eile is a successful organisation. I mean, we have masses that run here in Gardner Street in Ballymun. There's one only after starting up now in Galway. I'm involved with one in Mountjoy Prison. So there's loads of different ways. There's discover groups, there's other activities, there's overseas volunteering, there's local volunteering. There's so many different ways that you can come into Slí Eile. You know, it's such a successful organisation around faith-based opportunities for young adults. You know, it's based for people 18 to 35. I know some people who are outside of the 35 bracket who are still looking to be in it, you know, because it's so active and it's so accessible to everybody.
I'd say to them that a lot of the wisdom out there at the moment is that people want to be free and they want to be themselves. And in the end, what sort of freedom is worthwhile? Is it the freedom to have as many pints as you want, to have as many relationships as you want, to have drugs? Does that actually satisfy? Is it something that actually deep down is satisfactory? And a lot of people would say, no, it's not. And we do, funnily enough, have some of our sessions in pubs. I mean, precisely because that's the kind of setting which young people very often are at home in.
This generation and the generation before it are so used to the quick fix. Why would you attract them?
I think because we get into conversation with them, and that happens because they come because they're dissatisfied with what you're saying, they're dissatisfied with the quick fix, even though they're into it. They've had their fill, if you like, of the nights, too much drinking, too much drugs, too many quick relationships that they can't commit to. We're offering them something that's more long-term, of more value.